I like when people come in and they have questions about the program, those sorts of things. I try to remind people the point of the program is not to be on Suboxone or off Suboxone or this or that or whatever. It's relapse prevention by any means necessary. If it's this dose, if it's that dose, if it's seeing a counselor, meetings, going to residential, etc., it doesn't really matter what is necessary. And so a lot of people are reluctant. Well, I don't want to do that. Well, if it's necessary to prevent relapse, you should do it. That's just kind of the way it goes. One thing that I like to talk to people about is the inner voice, and that a lot of times negativity uh, internally drives relapse. People begin to be hopeless, they don't know what to do, et cetera, partly because they haven't developed effective tools to deal with stress and those sorts of things. So they feel the sense of desperation and they don't know what to do with themselves. They have very intense emotional discomfort, pain, whatever you want to say, and so they feel like they can never get over it and they can't get away from drug use. But realistically, when I have somebody come into my practice, the way they think about themselves, who they see in the mirror, is not who I see, certainly, because they tend to dwell on the negatives and the struggles they've had and people they've hurt and those sorts of things, rather than accepting themselves as an acceptable person. And they have, they just a regular person, but they have a bad problem. And so, talking through it, focusing on your good attributes, and then also using those good attributes as whether you're a painter or you're an athlete or you're a parent or or whatever it is, using that as a source of strength and positivity to get over the negative internal voice can be very helpful for people. Many times I tell people that they're their own worst enemy, and then many times patients seem to define themselves by the worst thing that they've ever done, that they're an addict. Well, that's not the defining moment of their life. I have a patient who is a very famous artist here on this island, but the way he describes himself is as an addict. And I told him that's not your defining element of your life, is the fact that you have chemical dependency problem. There's something else about you that's very special, and that is special about all of us. People are wonderful parents, or or whatever. There's elements of ourselves that are good, every single one of us, and that we need to make sure that we remember those things, so that as that inner voice is going on, talking about how you can't do it, and that coming up with reasons to relapse. Oh, this person treated me like that, or that person died, or I deserve this, or somebody hurt me, so now I have a license to use. Which is a phrase that I like to use when people relapse. Some people come in and they say, well, this happened to me, and I said, oh, that's your license. That's your license to use. I'm like, that's bullshit. Everybody can come up with a reason to relapse or to use. It doesn't take but a few seconds to come up with a guaranteed reason to use.